Hey, how's it going? Nick here, back for another video. Today I'm going to be talking about a topic that I find kind of interesting. Obsolete jobs. I'm going to be going over a short list of jobs that either no longer exist or are soon to be going down or are just not doing so hot and not really hiring anybody. And here we go. This one's completely obsolete. Lamplighter. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the people who used to light the street lamps, like before there was electricity. So there's a guy who either got up on a ladder or held a really long torch with the flame on the end, and then you just light the candle in the flame of the street lamp. And that's how they used to light the streets. But nobody needs to do that anymore because we have electricity. Next, switchboard operator. This is basically gone. And those people, they operated a switchboard, which is a series of mechanical switches. And they would move the pins around, and that's how the early telephone worked. And then they'd have you call up and you talk to an operator and they would connect you to whoever you wanted to talk to. And that's what the switchboard operators did. That was their job. Next, lector. Yeah, these people, they sat up in a chair and entertained factory workers a long time ago. At least that's what I've seen in my research. Next, bowling alley pinsetter. Yeah, they haven't had these jobs in a long time. Because, this stuff is all done mechanically. You get the pins get knocked down, that bar comes down and pushes them back, and then they get lifted back into place. This job was done mostly by small children, younger children. Kids did this. Part of why this doesn't exist anymore is because of child labor laws. It's like, who wants to set up pins for a living? Nobody made a living doing that. But technology has made that job obsolete. Next, the milkman. The guy who brought those glass bottles of milk. The old milk truck. Now, this job doesn't exist anymore because we do better. We're a lot better at preserving food, and we have refrigerators that keep our food cold. Plus, I heard there's apparently some stories about illegitimate children. I'm not going to go into that. Next, town crier. No, they don't scream and cry and stuff on the street. No, these are the people who alerted the town for various things. I don't know. Here's a potential example. Fire! There you go. That's what the town crier did, yell stuff on the street. News and information, that was their job. Log driver. What do you mean? What do I mean by log driver? These people, they transported logs down a river. They just piled a bunch of logs together, and that's how they transported wood before we had barges. And that definitely looked like a tough job because you have to keep these heavy logs in place while trying not to get them smashed into rocks and stuff along the way, and keeping it going the direction you need to go. So you had to have some strong individuals who know what they're doing to be doing this job. It's definitely hard work. Next, am I looking around? Looks like the textile industry. Basically anything to do with paper not doing so hot. That is because of the internet. It's like you don't need people to handle files too often. You don't have people making as much paper. Basically, anything to do with paper, yeah, there's not much employment for you. And also the post office, the USPS, yeah, they're cutting down their workforce quite a bit. Which part of that being that people just don't send letters anymore. That was a large source of their income, and people aren't shipping boxes to them. They're using UPS, FedEx, any number of services to get their packages delivered. Not that they're not making money. USPS is doing not too bad. A part of that is because there was a regulation years back, actually not that long ago, where it required that the Postal Service pay in advance the retirement funds for the next how many number of years, 70 years or so. I'll have a link in the description for that. I didn't bother researching that before I did this. A bit lazy on my part. Anyways, yeah. Program that made them pay their retirement benefits in advance, which is a massive expense on the Postal Service. That's really cutting in on their money. Anyways, this has been my short list of obsolete jobs. There's definitely more out there that don't exist anymore. If you liked where I was going with this, hit the subscribe button. At some point, I will do a Jobs of the Future, a short list of jobs that are expected to do well in the future. For those of you who want to change your career or in high school or what have you and want to find reasonable employment that's going in an area that's probably going to get you a job. And of course, it varies by area, but get into that in another video. If you liked where I was going with this, subscribe. It really helps me out. Get to 100. Get that custom URL. Thanks for watching. Be back real soon. See ya.